Alright, so these are the comics I'll be reading on vacation. No promises that I even stick to these. Like, some of them I'm taking out. Like, no, I don't want to read all 8 of these, so let's do 6 instead. Reason why that is it's on vacation with my cousin. So, that's a bit different than even a normal vacation. And that's why I'm comfortable with bringing this little pile, too. Like, usually I would go above and beyond. And I'm still going above and beyond. But anyways, and if somehow he's gonna end up, but somehow he doesn't end up going or whatever, and I have to deal with my parents, then deal with being normal family, that shit, then I'll probably just watch more movies or something. I don't know. Like, that's what I'll go above and beyond with, bringing the movies. But this is supposing the fact that all goes well. It normally does. I hang out with him the whole entire time. Let's get into it. First up is Spider-Man Kazuna. This is a Marvel manga. This one and the only, actually, no, there's 3 of them. But this one and the other 2 Marvel books. So both Marvel books, I know, I just had to clarify. Both Marvel books I had only found out because and I've been doing this recently too. It's kind of a nice little thing because you never know. You find out something that's coming in. I'm waiting on books that I put in through what's called materials request. That is different than interloans, where I get books from other libraries. This one is no other library has it. Let's get my local library to have it, and then they will. So long as it's a new release, it has to be released within the last year and be popular enough. Although they've like some indie books that I feel like I would never have been approved have gone through just fine and gotten them. Like Butcher's Boy, which I'm sure is a comic that all you're looking up right now because you have no idea what Butcher's Boy is. It's a really damn good comic. It's by Landry Q. Walker. Very damn good. Exceeded my expectations. I didn't really have much going in. I just was like, hey, this looks interesting. Get this one. So it's been a while, and they said, "Oh yeah, well, getting some books for you. I've been putting in too much." That was the one they gave me because I was putting 2 a month, and again, I did too much. Like I was like, "Did I do something in May?" And then they put like 4 in May or something like that. And they said like, "Oh, some are still coming," and I'm kind of wondering like what ones got approved, which ones didn't. You know, I've been checking that like a lot lately, and nothing. Like total radio silence with that, and. So I check it, like, it's because one time when DC Godzilla came in, I actually, the only reason why I knew it was in was because I was looking up. I was like, hey, I wonder if it's just in, and it's too early or whatever, and I saw it, and I was like, uh-oh, I gotta put it in, because I think it was in processing, which on order is when it's like new. So I'm like, oh, I just didn't go in through. But it was in processing. I was like, okay, it's been in for a while, and I had to put it in to my hold section. So I did that. I was doing that, and I found this Spider-Man manga, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. And it was my local library, not any of the interloans. It was literally local library. So it was a nice little diamond in the rough find. And it was the only way I would have read this book too. So otherwise, I had no idea it existed. And probably, honestly, I'm not a huge manga fan, so probably wouldn't have gotten a chance either way. But I saw it, and I was like, you know what? Why not? So, time will tell if I like this one. I mean, I like manga enough. It's just not my preferred way of reading comics. I do say, comics graphic. It's comics, graphic novels, and manga on Amazon. So, obviously, you connect to. I don't know why I had to almost say, like, no, they are. Manga is Japanese comics. Just called manga. The next one I had also found. I was curious to see if they would have any image books coming in. It's like, oh, what if Muddy by Alex Acampi is available at a library? I can put in a holds request or whatever. Just out of pure curiosity. And I think there was another reason, but I don't remember the other reason. And this is not by Image, but this is by Oni Press, and this is Somna. And not Somna. Soma. Somna is the distillery book by Becky Cloonan, which is actually really damn good. But this one is instead written by, I'll go over who it was written by. For these miscellaneous comics, I won't. But if I were to check out Somna by Becky Cloonan, I would. Because Becky Cloonan is an Image writer, and that's I've been doing this the past year now. I want to say it's almost been no. As of the end of this month, it'll have a 1 full year. But I split the two up. One time it will be, and honestly, I've been doing this like the whole entire summer and beyond. Like I haven't done the miscellaneous comics in a while, but it'll be the Image Comics writers pile, where each and every last comic will be written by someone who has, or at least co-authored by someone who has done work for Image. Like for example, Trinity by Kurt Busiek, Scout by Jason Aaron, Preacher by Garth Ennis, and so on and so forth, would all be in the same pile of books that I would go over and I'd be reading at one time. But this is a miscellaneous writers pile where it's like none of these guys have done any work for Image. Now it's possible that some of these have, and I just find out the hard way, but none of these have, as to my knowledge. Especially not Lior Fernando, this is his first, or her first, writing credit. Like nothing else this writer has done. Let's see. That's right, Fernando Lior. Okay, I've been writing comics since 2014, to she. So... Spain, France. Okay. Portugal, US, though. So why isn't it showing that? Challenge, it said... Why didn't it show on, and I know this is me saying, why didn't they show this on League of Comic Geeks? And that's because League of Comic Geeks is not the most credible source, as I found out with Gang Lords of Chinatown. You can check out last month's comic haul, the complete graphic novel haul for July for more information on that book. But as of this video, we're moving on. This one looked interesting enough. Just one of those books. Hey, it's indie. I like indie comics. It looks to be up my alley. Judging it by its cover, you can do that with comics. No real expectations going into it. Going in completely blind. I did flip through it. It does kind of look like it's almost like it was it looks like it's sci-fi, like kind of indie sci-fi, more along the lines of, I could see this coming from any number of the young adult writers that write graphic novels, like that kind of crowd. So it's interesting. But I had never heard of it, and what's kind of funny is I thought I couldn't get it because it said one is on a waiting list. But what's really funny is that I got this. This is my local library. The library I go to pick up books. My home base library. I should start saying that. Why don't I start saying that? Well, actually, even that might confuse some people. But anyways, my home base library has this book. And what I think is the thing is that the person that's on the waiting list, they have to wait a few months because of the interloan. The main rule, the interloans. You gotta wait a few months from certain books because of reasons due new, yada yada yada. So I think that's what happened. Another book that was like with Spider-Man, just the one I put in. Actually, all three of these were, and that is Iron Man Volume 1 by Spencer Ackerman. I have not read the Jerry Duggan series, which they're not even saying start here for Jerry Duggan. Oh, here it is. Right? Yeah. But yeah, I've not read the Jerry Duggan series. I've not read the Christopher Cantwell, or sorry, a few issues of Christopher Cantwell series. I think there was one in between, but checking this out, I don't care anymore about going in order in continuity. If my library has all the volumes that go in continuity for Iron Man, I would, but I'm just like, hey, you got this, checking it out, why not? I'll be a little confused. I'll have to look at the little, look for the asterisks, do the previously on in Iron Man kind of thing, but whatever. I don't care anymore. That's what I did back in the day, Back in the day, I'd pick up Daredevil 223 because the cover looked nice, and it went in order 223, 224, 225, 226, and then all into 230. And then I'd find out, oh, that's Born Again. It's not exactly what it is, but, I'm like, oh, okay, Born Again, the whole entire run, I don't... And back then, I didn't care at all. Now I kind of do. Like, I wouldn't pick up Invincible... That's not a good example. What series from Image has... I wouldn't pick up I wouldn't pick up the new issue 1 of I Hate Fairyland when it didn't do legacy numbers, and they wanted to go back to the new number 1s. I wouldn't do that for Image, because that's indie publishers, and that's different. But for Marvel and DC, I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, DC, I have just done Rebirth, You know, I'm almost thinking of just doing the Red Hood Outlaws Rebirth, even though I know it's a sequel to the new 52 series by the same author, same creative team. I almost want to say, you know, they have it at the library. Library doesn't have the new 52 Red Hood. They have the Rebirth. Even they have a new 52. They have all the volumes. So just like I want to check out this, see what all the fuss is about. And honestly, I've heard that the Rebirth series is a lot better too. So there you go. I did not do this by in any sort of order because Iron Man was clearly not a reread, but this next one is, and that is. Okay, so all the rest are rereads, except for the last one. All these are rereads. So it kind of was. You could argue I was going library books, non-library books. But anyways, yet again, reading Bad Mother. This is a nice, fast-paced comic that if I want to knock out, if I want to read, like I'm like, oh, I've read one comic, I want to get two in, and my cousin and I are gonna go play some video games or do this or do that, and I want to knock this one out in the, or we're going to ride to the store, and I want to get this knocked out in 10 minutes. This or less. This is a great place to go. And it's also satisfying. It doesn't feel too fast-paced, but it's a nice, quick comic I can read. And it's really damn good. Hell, I could read this in one sitting. It's that damn good. Cannot wait to read it again. This next one I may take out, because this one kind of is... It's good, but very wordy. And I probably want to give myself its full attention it deserves, and this is Normandy Gold. I would say this is more a love letter to what this looks like. If you know, you know. And if you oh, I think that's it says that feels like the hard case crime novels. It does have that feel. Now I've not read a whole lot of them, but it's it's one of those tropes that you can, even those who haven't checked out the genre or the aesthetic or the genre, whatever, they know the aesthetic, they know the tropes and everything like that. They know the feel, the tone, all that shit. Not enough to write their own, but enough to know when it's being homaged. And this is one of those books that did it. In fact, this whole publishing team does that. Like that's their whole shtick. This one's a good one. I got this one for $3.99. Oh, it's Titan Comics, sorry, not this. It's Titan Comics. Now, I got this for $4 at my comic shop a long time ago. So, maybe that's influencing part of it. But, yeah, if I had to pay full price, this was $20. I would have been pissed. I would have been like, okay, I would have been a little bit more critical. But I got it for $4. I can't complain. When I first read it, I said it was a little bit slow-paced, but still enjoyable. Like, it was kind of like very much a 7 out of 10. Maybe even 6. Stabby Bunny was a nice surprise. Sometimes I go in blind with a series and I'm completely blown away. This was that. We Live... honestly, this one I might take out too, because I keep reading Volume 1. There's 2 volumes of this series. I don't have Volume 2. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I like the series. It's really damn good, but... yeah, why? Just get Volume 2 at least. If you're gonna reread Volume 1, it better be because you have Volume 2, right? Yeah, no. It's just good. I like it. Now, these next two, I'm going to just do these both at the same time because it's the same reason, and it's a nice little segue from what I was just saying. I want to finally finish up all of White Knight and all of Deceased, so I need to refresh my memory, especially for White Knight. Deceased, I could probably, but not really, So this one I read at the beginning of the school year. I work at a school, if that's why I'm saying school year. At the beginning of the school year, like maybe it was November. October, November. Let's say October. So spooky month. I decided to read Deceased. That's too long ago. But this one, years have passed. And the reason why that is because Sean Gordon Murphy was like, let's make 400 sequels and release them every year. And it was like, okay, so we're done now? Oh, no, not done. Okay. Just waiting patiently for you to be done. You done now? Okay, you're not done. Okay, cool. I want to be a completist. I want to finish this series so I don't have to stop for any reason. Are you done now? You better be done now. And that's the statement right now. I'm like, you are done, right? No more sequels. And I get, but this is the series that you wouldn't expect to have as many sequels as it did. I'm probably going to end up saying I'm glad that they did that, but yeah, it is kind of annoying. And that is a whole tangent I don't want to get into. The TLDR for why that is just that's the way that I expect these series to be. I expect this to be a mini series. If it has 1 or 2 sequels, fine. But that should be all it is. It's just 1 or 2 more sequels. Because this is, all honestly, when I finished this, I did say I do want more of this. So, I got my wish. And then, DCeased, again, like I said, I'm going to refresh your memory. Both with that and White Knight. But DCeased, like that, you can have several sequels. Although, how many times can you do the same formula? Unkillables was a good reason to have a sequel to DCeased. Is a great way of explaining what I'm trying to say. And DCeased and White Knight were the same thing. It was like the same exact thing. I want to read DCeased, and I want it to be complete. I don't want to have to read the same thing over and over and over again. I don't want to get monstrous. Monstrous is a new little word we're gonna have in this Justin Comics universe. However you want to say that. It's getting late, so I'm gonna hurry this up. Basically, it is when a series goes on for, I think it's over, and then they announce that more is coming out. And I had just read, I was just trying to get caught up so I can finish the series once and for all. And I thought there's more, so I do it again, the same thing over again. I've since stopped doing that, but back in the day, I was like, hey, it's Monstrous then? No, it's not. Keeps going. And I don't mind that. Like, Monstrous, again. Monstrous is like Saga. It does need to, I do want this story to be complete. There is a lot of story to tell in the Monstrous universe. It makes sense. White Knight, it makes sense. DCeased, it makes sense. But it was just annoying that it kept happening. And I feel like also maybe you don't need to, like, you can have both. Monstrous makes more sense, way more sense than DCeased and White Knight do. It's kind of like it's a borderline unnecessary sequel. Now, I may eat my words later on, but I really did feel that way, you know? And it was like several sequels, and I was like, I felt like it was being what it didn't need to be, being what it didn't want to be. I kind of felt like White Knight was I can pick up, in DCeased too, was like, I can pick these both up, not knowing anything about Batman and the DC universe. And this can be my introduction into these. I can pick these up, not having known anything, so no continuity, starting over with these 2 comics. Because these both take place in, quote-unquote, Elseworlds, DC Elseworlds. And it just felt like it was becoming, okay, so where do I start? You know, oh, and there's several sequels. I want standalone. I don't get standalone. But again, I'll eat those words. Last but not least, because movie Fantastic Four: Resurrection of Galactus. Something that I think a lot of people want after watching the first Fantastic Four movie, First Steps. Even those who liked it. I've heard that the main complaint is how they handled Galactus. I'm not giving it away, but too much. But let's continue. This one I've had in my shelves forever, and in the closet forever. I've had this for so long. I think I did have this back in the day when I had the little bins. So I went bins, shelves, and I didn't have enough room to put them on the shelves. So now I have them in my closet or under the shelves, or I have a little table where my fan is. If you hear that noise, that's the fan. And I have it under the table. I have other books and next to it, and because I can't fit them all in my room. My room's fucking small, so I can't fit them all in here. But that's how long I had this book, and I've read bits and pieces of this book. I don't remember it being all that great, but it is also co-written by Jeff Loeb. Oh, and Fabian Nicieza. Technically speaking, I shouldn't be reading this one because Fabian Nicieza did work for Image. So how does that work? Did he do the annual? Say? I assume like he did. I don't know. Resurrection of Galactus, Fantastic Four. We are done. How long is the video going on for? 20 minutes. That's enough for me going over 10 books. How much was it actually? Total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So exactly 10 books. 2 minutes per book, I think, is a good enough. Honestly, that's what I've always said. Like when I'm going over comic hauls or the books I'll be reading or reviewing comics. On the average, I say 2 minutes per book. So if it's 20 books, 40-minute video, and so on and so forth. So it does make sense, honestly. To be fair, and I just got bitten by the recording bug. I was like, I want to record something. I want to do this. Get this out of the way, so to speak, and make it definitive too. I'm gonna upload this on Wednesday when the vacation starts, so I can also keep the upload schedule consistent. But I wanted to record it right now. Get it out of the way, because why not? When you know when you have time,